My name is Miriam, and I'm just so privileged to be sharing with you today. I'm just going to be presenting you with some very important aspects of the event industry. For some of you, this might be your first time working in this industry, and you might not be so familiar with the terminology and how this works. Well, if this is you, that's okay. We are here to learn and to get ready to have fun working in this great industry. Tonight we are going to see a few things. We are going to explore the whole idea of events. What are events? Why do we have events? How do we do events? Different kinds of events, the relationships between events and other industries, the impact in our community, as well as some important laws and legislations and regulations we have to have in mind. And at the end, we are going to see how to move forward, how to be updated and some technology and cultural awareness. If you have any questions throughout my presentations, please write them down. I will have some questions and answer time. And yes, some health and safety information. If you need the toilet, they are just at the right hand of the room. And in case of emergency, there are 2 doors at the end, and we will meet at the flagpole outside. So let's get started. What is event management? Event management is the planning, coordination, and running of every kind of event. Events can range from large-scale events to small meetings. The process of putting an idea into action. It involves studying what the desired result is, the concept, the audience, the resources. It requires making a plan in how to execute the idea, the logistics, the technical aspects, as well as coordination of the people involved. Above all, delivering an experience that will be memorable. That's what we do. We will give an experience. We want people to enjoy this time. We do events for people and with people. Events allow the community to come together, whether for a social or business event. People can share mutual interests, express ideas, celebrate joyful times, as well relate to others in different levels of society and exchange products and knowledge. Events can be big or small. Events are a way in which we can connect with other people. You know, we are relational people, so that's why it's so important in the community, because we want to talk to each other, we want to know each other. There are different kinds of events, and I'm going to just give you examples of some of them. So one of them is business and corporate event. And an example of this is an event called CIBIT. And yeah, it's just an event that is for technology and business. So businesses come here, employers and new businesses to come and see how technology will help their business. Another event is expositions and fairs. An example of this is Hair Expo. And people will come to this event, hairdressers of people to do with beauty, to know what is going on with 2015, and just to people will give exhibitions and present how things work for this year. Fundraising and fairs. An example of this is 40-hour Femen. So people come and they do activities, or they for example, stop eating for 40 hours to raise up money for a cause, for a third world country. And they will use like social media to promote what they're doing. Another one is marketing events. An example of this is the Adobe Digital Marketing. And they promote their product, and they want to sell what the product is. A meeting or a convention. An example of this is Color Conference. So it's a conference where women from around the world will come to it's a Christian conference, so they will come to worship God and just really have fun as women and learn and grow. But not all of events are just for learning and growing. There is just events for having fun, for leisure. An example of this is a government or a civic event, Australia Day. So in Australia Day, people come and celebrate Australia. They have fun. There is fireworks, there is barbecues, and it's just the whole country comes and tourists get involved, and it's just a great day. Probably one of our favorites is entertainment. An example of this is Cirque du Soleil. It's a great entertainment day. People come and watch these artists just really show, and it's just great. And there will be music or other kinds of events that will entertain. Just the purpose of the events will be to entertain. Festivals. An example of this one is it's called Rock al Parque, and it means rock in the park. It's a festival from where I'm from in Colombia, and it's hundreds, thousands of people will come for a few days and listen to music, and it's just great. Another one is sports event, and an example of this is the soccer cup that was at the beginning of this year, and you go and watch a football or soccer match, and you just enjoy so much just watching your team. So those are different kinds of events. Another one will be social events. Does anybody have an example for a social event?
A wedding?
Oh yeah, weddings, yeah.
A birthday party.
Yeah. So you see that it's so many different kinds of events, and we all, through our lives, we have been in events and enjoyed those times. In the event industry, there are a lot of opportunities because there is so many kinds of events. So let's talk about the career opportunity in the industry. As probably as in any industry, sometimes we have to start from the bottom and work our ways up. I'm just going to give you some of maybe positions that there are, and the average time that you need to work to get there, and how much you will earn in the year. So an assistant will probably need to get there, we need to work from 1 to 4 years in the industry, and it's around $40,000 a year, the salary. And then there is the event coordinator, and again, around 4 years, and around $48,000 a year. Event manager, $58,000 a year, and around four and more years to get to this position. And then there is the CEO, and obviously that person will need a lot of years of experience, and he or she will earn a lot of more money. So yes, there is many ways that we can advance in this industry. A way to be able to progress in the industry is being part of an industry association. So what are industry associations, and what can they do for us? When we are part of an industry association, it's like we are under an umbrella. This umbrella provides recognition, gives your customers assurance that what you will say that you will do is that what you are going to do. It provides resources, information, representation, for example, with the government. They give you the opportunity to attend conferences and seminars so you can expand your knowledge, and for your professional development, you can have the opportunity to have a networking place so you can get to know other people. So they can also provide strategies and guidance. As you can see, being part of an association has so many benefits. An example of an association is exhibitions and events of Australia. They provide all of these, and it provides benefits like it suppliers and venues and products for the events, and there is an annual fee that you will have to pay to be in an association. This one, for example, is about $3,000 a year. Okay, let's talk about stages of event management. Think about your favorite event. Why did you like that event? What made it different from other events? Now you have an idea of a successful event. But let's think about how did this idea develop? Where did it start? What are the strategies that this event had? What were the steps? If you were to think about how did the end result started. And I'm just going to write some of the things that you will say in this whiteboard. So, does anybody have an idea or something?
Well, first there's an idea.
An idea, yes.
Well, I guess you need to know, like once you have an idea, you need to know what's possible and what's not.
Yeah.
You have to look and kind of research
Yeah.
different areas.
So information and research.
Yeah.
Yes. What else?
I guess then you can start putting those ideas together, sort of formulating a plan, I guess.
Yeah, plan.
Or
Making a plan. Mm-hmm.
who to invite and where
Yes.
to be held.
Yeah, so who, where,
When.
when. So in the where, probably like a venue or a site. Yeah?
Yeah.
And who's your target audience? kind of.
Yeah. So who?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess depending on what sort of event it is, you'd have some sort of theme or
Yeah. A theme. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess, like in a way, there are events that don't cost anything. Like depends how big they are.
Yeah.
But then other events you need help. You know, you need either
Yeah.
volunteers or helpers.
So like personnel.
Or
Yeah.
who to hire and that kind of thing. So it might be catering, it might be
So suppliers.
security or
Yeah.
suppliers.
yeah. Or you want to band something and have to pay them.
How are you going to advertise it?
Advertisement. Yeah, let's put that one here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well done. That's it. Those are the stages of event. So we do the research, we collect the information required to develop the concept of the event, the purpose, the objective, the scope, as well as the theme and the format. After collecting this information, it is important to find the venue, the site, where the event is going to happen, the place. When this has been arranged, we confirm and we start looking for the staging requirements, and that's something I'm going to talk about a bit later. Then finding the contractors and the suppliers that we need. Well, all of that, so yeah, the advertisement, the marketing strategies, and yeah, and then we manage people. And manage people is a big job as well. And then we execute the event. We make it happen. So let's talk about some event staging examples. So event staging incorporates all aspects of the event. The audiovisual, the theme, the venue, the catering, the decoration, the displays, the entertainment, the event design or theme, the exhibition setup, the furniture, the lighting, so everything, the sound. It involves knowing the type of props that we will require and the equipment needed to install them. It is also necessary to know the suppliers for these events, who supplies all of these things. For example, a music festival will be different to a small meeting. So what things might be different in a music festival than a small meeting like this?
need a bigger venue.
Bigger venue, so yeah.
An actual stage.
And stage, yeah, for a music festival. Yeah.
Or you need a sound system, like
A bigger one,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
good quality.
Yeah.
Obviously the layout would be different.
Yeah.
Probably like you'd need security as well,
Oh,
so
yeah.
more personnel.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Volunteers, security.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, yes. So there is another part of this is who supplies that, like security and the suppliers, or another word that we can say is vendors. They are the people who provide the service. For example, like cooks or caterers or cleaners or engineers or like the sound engineers or security, the people that make the event happen. The person that provides the supplies, like small things like, I don't know, toilet paper, or big things like big venues and stages. All of those people provide so many services, and it's so big, like there's different prices and different things that we can find with this. Okay, let's have a 2-minute recess, and I will just explain to you the next activity we are going to do. And I have given you some papers, and one of them will have like a name that has just a name of something. For example, this one says noise, and you have to find maybe a law or a legislation that goes with it. For example, this one, so it says Environmental Protection Act also covers the area of noise, so you have to put them together. So in your papers you have different definitions, so you have to try to match them together. So then we will present them all together and learn from different laws that we need to learn and legislations. So let's do that. Let's just have a break and find those things. So who wants to start just sharing what they have and the definition of their category?
I can start if you
Yeah, go for it.
I started with special effects, and there's a license required for any handling of fireworks. Blasting explosive user license authorise you to purchase, use and dispose of explosives. Another point about that, the Explosives Act in 1936 and Explosive Regulation in 2003. The Act applies to all activities involving the safe management of fireworks and explosives. So special effects.
Love it.
Another one, let me see, environment. The Environment Protection Act of 1999. This legislation prevents the pollution of the air and water from sewage, oil and other potentially harmful elements. Consumer protection obligations. Every business has a responsibility to respect a customer's rights under the ACL, the Australian Consumer Law, and to honour its legal obligations. These include using standard form contracts that do not have unfair terms, honouring consumer guarantees, and ensuring the safety of products and services, etc. Occupational licensing restricts the entry to the occupation only to the people that have the requirements and the knowledge for the occupation. This is enforced to maintain the public health and safety, occupational health and safety, consumer protection and environmental protection. And last one, impacts of non-compliance. There are consequences for non-compliance. The person could be formally censured and the cancellation of membership.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, first one is summary of the legislation of equal employment opportunity. And the definition is, in Australia, there are laws that protect and ensure equal employment opportunities. Employers have the responsibility to create a workplace free of discrimination and harassment. In Australia, it is illegal to deny someone the opportunity to work on the grounds of age, sexuality, race, marital status, pregnancy, family responsibilities, political views, religion, favourite sport team, or anything that is not related to do with the job properly. This law has to be followed in every workplace and by every employer. Thank you. The Second one is WH&S. Occupational Health and Safety Act 2011 is designed to prevent workplace accidents and injuries. The legislation has specific requirements for employers to provide safe workplace and safe work practices. Thank you. Codes of conduct ethics, and the definition is this is put in place as a guideline for conduct and behaviour in meetings and events Australia. Every member should conduct with integrity and ethical manner. They should respect colleagues, employers, employee, customers and the public, being an example and maintaining the reputation of the business events industry. Waste, and the definition is Waste and Resource Recovery Act 2001 promotes waste avoidance and resource recovery. Among other miscellaneous provisions, the WARR Act sets out provisions for waste strategies and programs and industry actions for waste reduction. And environmental and social sustainability. It is important to consider that potential impact for the environment. An example of this is thinking about having a carbon-reduced event. Some key areas when thinking about sustainability are water and energy use, transport and waste management.
Thank you.
So my first one is catering. It says, the Food Act 2013 provide guidelines for food handling. Every caterer is required to provide a plan in every stage of food delivery, preparation and service. The object of this act is to ensure food for sale are both safe and suitable for human consumption. The next one is ISO 2121, and it is a sustainable management system that helps the event industry to run in a way that will be more successful and helpful for the community and the environment. The next one is privacy, and it's the Privacy Act 1988 is an Australian law which regulates the handling of personal information about individuals. Information provided by a client, exhibitor or spectator can only be used for the purpose that was given. This information can't be shared outside to the media or the public. And the last one is roles and responsibilities. There are a lot of roles in the event industry, and each member is responsible for different duties. From research and development manager, event manager, director, tech officers, and admin support.
Thank you very much. Thank you for just sharing and participating and getting involved with this. And now we are going to talk about technology in the event industry. And this is really exciting. As you see, technology is advancing so fast. And one time, you buy a laptop and a week later it's just, you need to buy a new one because it's just growing and going so fast. And it's just very exciting because the event industry is going with technology, and technology is helping so much the event industry. One thing that technology has created is an application mobile app. And it's like, imagine all the pamphlets and things that people receive in an event, they don't have to receive that anymore. They can just get it in an app in their mobile phone or in their laptop. Or like streaming meetings and like live meetings. And you can be in an event on the other side of the world and you just sit in your bed and you look at, and you are in an event in another part of the world. And there is so many things like that. Technology is helping, and I would just encourage you to research and do things like what is going on in the event industry and technology. And something else is like we live in a country that has so many different cultures, and I'm going to talk about cultural awareness. And as you see, we just in this room, if we think about who is not from Australia? Michael, where are you from?
From Germany.
Germany. I'm from Colombia. So in here, in this room, with 4 people, half of them are not from Australia. And that's going to happen in events. We have to provide a place where other people from another culture, from other backgrounds, can feel welcomed, and they can enjoy the event as well. So things like translation. If we know that someone is going to come to our event and can't speak English, we maybe give them someone to translate them, or the papers that they receive, everything can be translated for them. Or, for example, food. If in different countries people don't eat meat, so maybe we can provide like a vegetarian option. Or even how we dress. We need to be sensitive in other cultures in how we dress, and so that we can respect them as well. So we are getting to the end of our presentation, but something I guess I want to talk to you is how to get updated. And we need to, in this industry, to just really go with things, with how to advance. For example, maybe you should subscribe to things like blogs or magazines that talk in the event industry, or to assist to seminars, or do short courses that will give you some kind of qualification or knowledge. So yes, I just encourage you to just keep up to date with things that are happening, because it's moving fast, and we have to move with everything that's going on. Now, I'm just opening this time for any questions that you have, or anything that you would like to comment. And yeah, just thank you for listening. And